approach 604 November. Looks like that weather's moving in from the west. I'll go ahead and take direct downtown and take that visual.
Welcome back to the cockpit of the 210 fellow aviators. Just blasted off out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, headed to Shreveport downtown. Got a quick flight, probably about 50 minutes down there. Appreciate you guys coming along. I hope you enjoy the flight. Got a little bit of weather moving in from the south and the west. I don't anticipate it being an issue for us getting into Shreveport this morning, but it's something to keep our eye on. Climbing up to 6,000 feet, probably going to have a pretty stiff headwind. Kind of been typical for the day, but given such a short flight, I think that's a good altitude for us, even despite the headwinds.
November 488 Romeo Kilo, contact Razorback approach 120.9er.
120.9er, 8 Romeo Kilo. Good day, sir.
I want to give a shout out to Bill Galante 1181. He's one of my longtime subscribers. He participates in almost every video, gives me a shout out and a comment on almost every one of them. I'm really grateful for that. I appreciate the engagement, and I look forward to seeing you down the road somewhere, Bill. I hope maybe we can meet up at Oshkosh or Sun and Fun or something like that. If you don't go to those events, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming along on every one of my flights. So look forward to seeing you on the next one, and thanks for coming along on this one, buddy. Coming up on 6,000 feet, start that level off process. And it's broken 9,000 at downtown, so I don't think we're going to see any IMC today. As you can see, there is some weather out there, though. I wanted to make sure I left in plenty of time to get ahead of that weather. I didn't want to be trying to race it to get in. I was looking at the weather last night, and that's one thing that I saw is that they kind of moved up the forecast for when that weather was going to hit. And that's not something that I wanted to challenge, so I just left an hour early. Now I'm going to get there with plenty of time and plenty of margin and put the airplane away and enjoy some nice breakfast this morning.
Message at our Twin Cessna 615 Papa Charlie.
November 615 Papa Charlie, Memphis Center, Roger, go ahead.
We're off of Hot Springs, 15 R2 Golf Whiskey Oscar.
November 615 Papa Charlie, Memphis Center, Roger, squawk 4372.
4372, Papa Charlie.
November 6048 November, contact Fort Worth Center 123.902.
123.902 for 604 November. You have a great day.
Senior 2 Alpha X-ray contact Memphis Center 128.47. Good day.
2847, see you, Charlie. Good morning, Fort Worth Center, Centurion 604 November is with you, level 6,000.
Sin 6048 November, Fort Center, altimeter 2995.
995, 48 November.
In the last few videos, I felt like that I've gotten heavy into flying airplane, going from point A to point B, and talking about what's going on. Really, the whole point of the channel is to let everybody know what the flying salesman is, or who the flying salesman is, and what it is that I do. I really feel like I have the best job in aviation. I'm a traveling salesman, and I get to use the airplane as a company car. This airplane is owned by the company I work for, Aeromock, and we have 3 different divisions out of Wichita, Kansas. We have the original company was Aeromock Labs, where we're an instrument MRO for power plant indicators, fuel system components, and primary flight instruments. So if you have any of your steam gauges, as they like to call them, in the cockpit of your airplane and you're looking for an overhaul, reach out to me and let me know what you got, and let me give you a quote to overhaul those gauges, or maybe those instruments. We have Aeromock Wilco, which is our distribution company, and we have a whole host of companies that we distribute for. And then there's also Aeromock TCO, which is a static wick manufacturer for piston and turbine singles and twins. So maybe you have an aircraft, your static wicks are starting to get worn out. I have one on this airplane that needs to be replaced, and we're going to replace it with a TCO static wick. That's the original manufacturer for this aircraft, and so that's what we're going to put on it. I am a graduate of Louisiana Tech University. I went through their professional aviation program. I graduated in 1999, so you can do the math. I'm a little bit older than some of you, maybe not as old as others. My aviation career actually started before I graduated college, working for an avionics shop, Tomlinson Avionics out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. and been able to stay in basically avionics or instruments my entire career. I have a lot of background in autopilots and autopilot troubleshooting and that sort of thing. So uniquely qualified. I have obviously a commercial pilot certificate, multi-engine license, that sort of thing, instrument rating. So can fly this airplane all over the country and see great customers like you. But I also have the background in avionics, manufacturing, and service to be able to speak to a technical level about the service and the products that we offer. So one of the things that I'm starting to do is I'm learning the Aeromock Wilco side of the house. I'm traveling to the various vendors and manufacturers that we represent. You've already seen one video that I did with Chris Holder with Concord Battery Corporation, and you can look for other videos like that. A lot of the products that we have on the Cessna 210 are from the vendors that we represent. That's really important to us. We support business aircraft and owners and operators of business aircraft, and we have a business aircraft. That's what we have this airplane for, is to call on customers and let everybody know that not only do we support business aviation, but we participate in business aviation. The customers that I call on are usually based at airports, and so primarily that's what makes this airplane an awesome tool, is I just hopscotch from airport to airport calling on customers and be able to taxi up to their hangar door, visit with them, and then jump in the airplane and go to the next customer. So it's an invaluable tool for us to be able to talk to our customers, keep them up to date, the changes of the products we support, the new capabilities we have at Aeromock, and the things we're doing on the manufacturing side.
143 Echo up, 12392.
Or 143 Echo, Roger. Clear direct to destination, Charlie Delta Hotel Airport, the Texarkana altimeter 2992.
2992, correct. Direct destination, sorry. 43 Echo.
Big Stripe 510, there's moderate heavy precipitation, east here position, and about 60 miles. Can you take a heading of about 085 to go around that weather? Big Stripe 510, thank you. Fly heading 085, and you can still expect Alexandria when you get turned back on course. So it's 5795, 4 center Roger, areas of moderate heavy extreme precipitation extending to the east for about the next 80 miles along your route of flight. Climb maintain for level 230. Big Stripe 510, contact 4 center 126.57. Southwest 5795, fly heading 080 for your climb. Southwest 5795, I'm going to leave you on that kind of to follow along with what everybody else is doing up high, going around that. If you need something different as that weather moves, let me know. November 48, November, contact Shreveport approach 123.75.
123.75 for 604 November. Good day. Good morning, Shreveport approach. Centurion 6048 November is with you, level 6,000.
Centurion 6048 November, Shreveport approach, downtown land runway 5, land 120 to ceiling 5,000 broken. Altimeter 299er2, you can expect a visual approach.
Alright, and expect runway 5. Any chance I can get direct yaw and do a turn in the hold and then proceed inbound? If you have arrivals coming into regional, I don't want to mess them up. I know everybody's trying to get around this weather, but if no one's coming in, I'd like to shoot that approach.
Centurion 40 November, turn right direct yaw, and you could expect that for now. We don't have anybody inbound at this moment.
Sounds great. Direct yaw for 604 November, thanks.
A good opportunity to practice a GPS approach that I've not practiced before. We're going to go direct to your load approach and activate.
Centurion 40 November, descend and maintain 3,100.
Down to 3,100 for 604 November.
All right, we're going to brief the approach. The minimums for this approach are 720. Set that on the Aspen. Inbound course is 064. Missed approach is climbing left turn to 2000, direct pit B and hold. Pit B, I believe, is the final approach or initial approach fix for the RNAV GPS 23 coming back the other way. We're going direct to yaw. We're down to 3,100, which is a minimum vectoring altitude for this area. We're going to do one turn in the hold and proceed inbound. Bonds is the first intersection, is the final approach fix at 2,000 feet.
And Shreveport approach 604 November. Looks like that weather's moving in from the west. I'll go ahead and take direct downtown and take that visual.
48 November, copy, turn left direct downtown and descend and maintain 2,000.
All right, direct downtown down to 2000 for 604 November.
That weather's starting to move in from the west, so it looks like the visibility is going to be pretty gnarly in that rain. So I decided to go direct to downtown. I doubt that the weather would get so low that we wouldn't get in on that approach. But given the fact that today is Mother's Day, I'm going to go ahead, go direct to the airport and make sure we don't have any trouble. Yeah, it's not looking like any trouble at all now. I think there's just one little rain shower out there, but I do think it's off the end of the runway for runway 5.
For 604 November, airport at 12 o'clock, 9 miles.
I have the field sight for 604 November.
Centurion, 40 November, roger, clear visual approach, runway 5. Contact downtown tower 120.22, good day.
All right, cleared for the visual 5 going to tower for 604 November.
Downtown tower Centurion, 604 November is 8 to the north inbound on the visual for runway 5.
Centurion 604 November, downtown tower, continue for runway 5, the one's 120 at 6.
Continue for 5 for 604 November. Yeah, sticking with my approach wouldn't have been any trouble. I would chalk this up to a good learning experience. You know, I've flown quite a bit of instruments, got a lot of experience flying over around the country in a lot of different weather systems and that sort of thing, but you know, you never know what you're going to encounter. I always err on the side of caution, and but this is just a rain shower. Not going to be any issue to navigate. Probably going to fly into it on the downwind and base.
Centurion 4 November, runway 5, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 5, 604 November. There's minimums.
Centurion 4 November, left on Echo 2, taxi via Echo November and Golf.
Echo 2, Echo November Golf for 604 November. We made it back to Shreveport, had a great flight in from Hot Springs. Appreciate you guys coming along. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Become one of my fellow aviators, and I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing y'all on the next flight.